battle for Middle-earth is about to begin.
Hey guys, welcome back to my stream. So today I'm playing some Manor Lords. Hopefully everything is going well on an audio perspective, or from the audio perspective. Not sure if you guys can hear the in-game audio. Okay, that should be working now. So folks, this is not my first time playing Manor Lords. Let me go ahead and put this on a brief pause. Now I did play, it's kind of a challenging experience for me because I'm so used to, playing the Total War series and kind of the quick style RTS sort of games where you get things going, you build some resources, you build your army and take out your enemy. This is obviously medieval city builder, all based on survival skills and trying to build your town from a handful of villagers to even just like a little over 100 people can be an arduous task. In-game audio is there, but very high, isn't very loud. List of save files gave it away, yeah. Yeah, Manor Lords. List of save files gave what away, exactly. Let me see if I can try to adjust the audio settings here. Yeah, not the first time playing. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. My experience with Manor Lords so far is that I've had a lot of practice on just playing against the AI. I recently won a game against the AI, but only on a reactive setting, which is, I guess, like your easiest difficulty level, because you can have more of a balanced setting or aggressive setting. So this time I'm playing against a balanced setting, but against two factions on the map, other than myself. I think I'll boost the in-game audio for Manor Lords. This should help a little bit. All right, so to get back to things here, so I really wanted this particular kind of map because I really want to see what it would be like to play on a map where the first region I have has a rich deposit of iron, because that is a beautiful resource to have. You could eventually upgrade this and just get endless iron deposits from this, so I'm really looking forward to milking that for all it's worth. And now I just have to remind myself how to play this game again. So, first things first, we got mushrooms over here. Alright, forager hut. I think I'll build a forager hut right there. And we gotta get some roads over here too. There you go. Okay. And then do we have any... Oh yeah, we do. We do have some wild animals over here. Let's get that started too. Really got to get food going as quickly as possible. I also don't want to scare these guys off because I think, if I'm not mistaken, some of the more recent updates have made wild animals a little bit more sensitive to an expanding village. So if you build this too close to where the wild animals are, you actually risk scaring them away and then they'll migrate somewhere else, like super far away. And then might as well get that road going too. Also, any advice, any feedback you can give me to help me get better at this game, I greatly appreciate that. Alright, logging camp. Yes, we need that. The thing is, I'm already trying to get like an idea of how I want my village to look. Because I know I want to keep the burgage plots localized to like one particular section so far. I can already see us gathering resources from this side over here, getting our animals from there. Though again, I want to kind of keep this a little isolated just so we don't scare the wildlife away. I think we'll build... Yeah, let's build it here. Oh, actually, wait. We need to check on where the water is too, right? Yeah, so ideally... Oh, well, that kind of blows. So the water goes straight through these woods here where the wildlife is. It might be best to start building our burgage plots a little close to this. We can build a well. I imagine our burgage plots are going to be kind of in this area here, so I can build a well here, another one here, maybe get like 2 or 3 all together once we start approaching the, you know, year 2 or 3. Oh, we didn't even build a logging camp yet. Yep, build that. Let's get that taken care of. Let's see here. Accidentally building over the only patch of barley. Fertility is annoying. What's the fertility like? Good question. Good question. Because that is an excellent question. Because I do want to start focusing a little bit more on cash crops this time around. Doesn't look too bad for Emmer. I think I'm more concerned about, let's see, barley is what gets me beer, right? I think so. Yeah, barley fertility is pretty awful here. But rye is pretty good. Like, I could just... Actually, that's a perfect part of the map to build some farms. Right back over here. Not too close to wildlife. Fairly close to where I plan to build my burgage plots. So that's pretty good. That one is a work in progress, apparently. Fire hazard, work in progress. Okay. 40% is good enough for barley farming. Those are your tier 3 upgrades. Okay, good to know. How do I tell... Yeah, like this so far, I mean, I guess this plot over here wouldn't be too bad, right? This particular section. Though it doesn't leave me a whole lot of real estate, because you got the iron deposits here. So only a small strip of land, I guess I could really start growing some barley, but that won't be for a while. If anything, I'm going to try to focus on sheep first, before I start delving into the farming. But even that's going to be a bit down the road for me. Okay. And then we definitely need a saw pit. We're going to build it right... Let me see. Should I build it right there? Because I want the firewood to be close by, too. I could build a firewood... Yeah, I could build a woodcutter's lodge over here. So let's do this and this. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started here. Everybody get to work. Got to get all these buildings constructed quickly. Once I can get food supply in a decent place, I can get at least a couple of burgage plots established. I'll start focusing on the iron deposits, because I really want to exploit this as quickly as I can. Stone is going to be limited, sadly. So will clay. So we'll have to be very mindful of what we're using this for. Might as well speed things along here. It would work to get tier 3 without importing, but it won't be enough to support a full town. Okay, good to know. Very good to know. Also, this is going to be... This will definitely be a more challenging map, not only because I'm going against 2 AIs now and on balance settings, but I've also upped the bandit spawns as well. So we're going to be dealing with more bandits this time. So you got bandit camp over here. Probably got, yep, another one over there. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities for us to increase our influence once we can get a militia going. Maybe if we can hire some bandits of our own. Forager hut. Okay. I'm going to make sure everything's constructed first before I start gathering food, because we're still okay on food for now. Hunting camp. Perfect. Hunting camp is done. Alright, let's get the rest of this done. Saw pit. Oh yeah, we need to get a... Well, we already got the hitching post, of course. And then they'll get the logging camp done quickly. And then I think I'm going to get the woodcutter's lodge set up too before I start assigning labor. Those pelts will pay for the carrot fields. Yeah, hunting camp... I totally get what you mean with a hunting camp. My only concern is that we're going to end up exhausting all of our wildlife here if we depend on it too much. So that's my only worry. I like the idea of selling pelts, because they do make you some decent money, but then we might be running out of animals to actually hunt. Okay, yep, pause. Or slow down. Let's get the Woodcutter's Lodge set up. I'm going to put this bad boy... Let me see here. Not over there, that's for sure. Alright, I'm going to put you over here instead. You can set the reserve in the advanced settings. It's already set. Kind of a small wildlife node as well. Yeah, I can always set some sort of reserve. It's a good point. Alright, let's get this one done. Last one, and then I'll start assigning labor. Because I want this done fast. Let's finish this up quick. 50%. They're going to start getting upset if I don't build homes for them. Alright, that's going to be done. Good work, good work. Okay. First off, let's take a look at this. Yeah. Let's get some more timber. Alright. I'm going to have you focus on foraging. Let's get somebody here in hunting. That leaves us with 2 unassigned families. And we are going to need firewood, but I think what I'm going to do next is, do I have enough timber to build a burgage plot? Actually, you know what? I'm going to try out this trick I got from YouTube. The ultimate knowledge base for Manor Lords. What was I doing, for God's sake? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to build a bunch. Well, I'm not going to build these. I'm just going to set these up. This might help out with... Okay. Oh, yeah, pause it too so they don't actually start working on this. That'd be good. I think what I'd like to do is... Oof, did I do this right? I may not have done this right. Demolish. Oh, the corpse pit measuring. Overrated. You don't need it. What you want to look for is a plot size, sowing costs, percentage increase. Plot size, sowing cost, percentage increase. Yeah, I'm not very smart with this stuff. Tell me what that means again, please. Because I was hoping to utilize this to make my vegetable gardens more efficient. But if you think this is kind of overrated... Yeah, see, they're already working on the corpse pit. I don't need that right now. Alright, I'm going to try this first. See? Just going to try this first. See how this works to build this big rectangle. I don't need you making that. Oh, see, it's not perfect. See how it's jutting out like that? That's annoying. Alright, I'm going to give that a go. And then let's demolish this. Yep. As long as it shows at least 10% over standard cost, it means you won't waste any seed costs. If it's smaller, you might end up overpaying for the seeds. And only veggie gardens and orchards are really affected by plot size. Okay. Good to know. Alright. I need you guys to do something else. Don't worry about the... Yeah. Don't build those anymore. Don't need that. We desperately need firewood. Let's get firewood going. Alright, no consumption. I'll slow this down again. For husbandry and artisans, any plot size will be fine. So smaller to leave space for the rest. Okay. I'm just gonna dedicate this whole section here to veggie gardens and burgage plots and veggie gardens primarily. Once we can get this iron, well, once we can start mining this iron over here, we can start making a crap load of things with that. Okay, what are we looking at here? I don't have anybody in the saw pit. Yeah, we need planks too. Alright, food supplies going up. Oh, that's right. Whoopsies, almost forgot. I gotta get myself a granary, don't I? Or storehouse. Yeah, storehouse makes more sense. So the thing is, I need to build my storehouse somewhere close to where my market's going to be. So I'm thinking I build my market over here. And then where's the King's Road? I should have figured that out from the beginning. So King's Road probably makes sense to build a trade post along here, right? Yeah, that makes sense. We build a trade post along here. So this could work out pretty well for us. We could build a trade post over here. And then our storehouse is going to be super close by. Let's build it right here. There we go. My go-to build, 3 small plots next to each, then wrap gardens or orchards around them. Here, let me read this really quick. 3 small plots next to each, okay. Then wrap gardens or orchards around them and make those big. That way it looks nicer, especially with some road as borders, and it guarantees food variety. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, so I think I understand what you're saying. So maybe just build like 3 burgage plots side by side. Is that right? 3 small plots next to each other, then wrap gardens or orchards around them. Yeah, I think I see what you mean, but it doesn't matter much. Anything will work, really. The corpse pits just make everything so square. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I find the corpse pits appealing. I personally think it's a little tedious to keep building so many of them just to make these perfect squares here and angles, but it is nice to have a bit of a defined area for where I'm going to build my burgage plots. The nice thing about Manor Lords is that the early part of the game can be kind of chill, because you're really just focusing so much on logistics of survival. Just trying to get food in, firewood, survive your first winter. It's not a terrible amount going on until the bandits start making trouble. Okay, we got a bunch of food here, so maybe I should start reassigning some people. Okay. I think I should wait until that storehouse is done. Yeah, no planks. Got the logging camp in good order. Got some firewood going, that's good. I might take you. Yeah, because we're good on food for a little while, right? Yeah, I'm going to have you reassigned to this. Let's get this storehouse done, and then we'll get the granary built too. Okay, we're getting there. New mercenary companies available. Not like we can really afford them, but I guess we could just check them out real quick, see what we got. No. Brigands for hire. So worst case, we could hire some brigands, but they'll be coming in M. Iberbach? Man, my pronunciation's horrible. M. Iberbach is what I'm guessing. Where is that? So if we hire these brigands, they'll end up coming from pretty much the other side of the map over here. But they could end up hitting these brigands right away. I wonder if it's kind of worth doing it. Oof. I could take out these brigands right now with some mercenaries and then get some money and prestige from that. Let me know what you get. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm actually tempted to do that because they're right here. So chances are they'll be coming in from this direction. We could take out that camp and get some money. It'll cost us some money, but might be worth it. How are you going to hire those mercenaries? Oh, that's right. How am I going to hire them without taxes? I don't have any I don't have any actual wealth at the moment. I only have regional wealth. Good reminder. Okay, you got that done with. Got someone in the storehouse. Let's just get this granary set up already. Granary. Yeah, let's build you right there. There we go. And then, where are we with... Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we're gonna have to start building homes here soon. Let's get this granary done with. I don't think we're gonna need someone in the storehouse right now. I think we should just focus on getting this done with. Then let's start building a burgage plot or two. Gotta love that autosave. Okay. Approval's really going down. It's raining and they're all mad.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
I'd have done that the other way around. The first year you get +1 free migration per month. Oh, okay. Yeah, as soon as I get this done, we'll build a burgage plot. We really got to get that built. They're starting to get mad at me. I don't blame them.
Don't forget to check the level of the foundation.
Yeah, make sure that foundation's good, right? So I rushed the burgages after logging camp so I can get early migration ASAP, even get double migration during a few months. Yeah, because we're already in April. Yeah, we better get this done with fast. Where's our ox? Didn't run away, did it? No, there it is. Alright, come on, folks. Let's get this done. The sooner we get this done, the sooner we can build a burgage plot. Okay, good, good. That's done. Let's get burgage plot set up ASAP. So I'm thinking, should I just do it like this? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Should it be like that? Just keep it, like, have 3 of these side by side, and then make the other ones big veggie gardens.
Summer's coming soon.
I think I'll do it like that. Make that our focus. Big priority. Let's go, folks. I might reassign people right now, because we got a decent amount of timber. Yeah, let me reassign you. Invalid assignment, damn it. Alright, just keep logging then. Woodcutter's Lodge. I mean, we're still no consumption, of course. It's probably not going to happen until we get this burgage plot set up. That is a big veggie garden. Okay. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just keep the veggie gardens like this side by side. And then when I get to my 4th or 5th one, we'll just focus on making that one a big orchard or garden. We definitely have to set up orchards early because I don't want to make the same mistake of starting too late on those because they take several years to properly develop. Alright, come on, folks. You demanded housing, you are getting housing. May have to get some more wine here soon. Alright, there you go. See, almost done. We're getting it done. Alright, and then after that... Alright, let's build another one. There we go. Let's build another one. Just keep the party going. Come on, folks. Also, I'm thinking about buying another ox, because that might speed up production a little bit. I think I watched one veteran player mention that it's good to buy a second ox early if you can. Yeah, I know purple's not good. I know. We're still in the negative for housing. As soon as we can get... I think if we can get a third one set up, that's really going to help us out a lot. No storage space left for production. Woodcutter's Lodge. Okay. Then how about... Let's unassign you. In fact, let's get you on a saw pit, shall we? Actually, no. Yeah. Reassign you, get to the saw pit. Okay. Very good. Once we can start getting some more people moving to the village, we can assign someone to a storehouse and get a market going. Okay, good. Good. Man, we gotta build a lot of these. Okay, nope, the work's not done, folks. The highest of priorities. We're dealing with a housing crisis. Add the doubles. Okay. Less work, faster migration. Okay. Are you talking about, like, the extra little living space? Like, if I do this, for example. Is this what you're talking about? Like, making sure I get that little plus sign right there? But these should be pretty good plots for veggie gardens, honestly. I mean, the ones you just built. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Do the expansion then. Okay. That makes more sense. Alright, just need to get that one done. Let's get that finished first. It's better to have them focus on one task at a time. That way they get the work done faster. I don't want to stretch the labor out too much. I only do that for the first few to get migration kicked off. After that, I prefer more plots for more production. Okay. Got enough fuel for 33 months. Wow, over 2 years. That'll change dramatically over time. Alright, approval's going up again, so less likelihood someone's going to leave. Though, from my experience, it's actually pretty hard to get people to leave. Even when I was first starting off in Manor Lords and I didn't know what I was doing, it took me I don't think I ever really lost any families due to how mad they were. Lost plenty of ox and sheep, that's for sure. Alright, good work. Let's do the expansion. Yep, plenty of timber. How are we doing on timber, by the way? Yeah, let's just expand all of these. Sheep from elevation, yes, but when I was first playing Manor Lords, I didn't really understand how important it was to have all these hitching posts expanded. So if I didn't have enough space and I kept that, I didn't have enough living space for the oxen or hitching posts, I would lose one once in a while.
Come on, laddie, come on.
I'm also trying to find a way to maximize production from sheep because I want to get a lot of wool coming in. Lots of wool means I can turn that into yarn, or I can have a butcher's shop and get some mutton from it. That's going to be great for me late game. But I got to figure out how to maximize sheep. Because I felt like the last game I played, it took a while to really get the herd up to a good size. Alright, come on folks, let's get this built. How are we doing on the hunting? Yeah, we got to get these pelts in here. We need to get this housing situation taken care of because this is taking too long. We're already in May. It's not bad. It's not bad. That's pretty easy. It's all about setting the reserve on the butcher once you got the herd going. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you don't want the butcher killing off all the sheep. Okay. Get this one. We get these two done, and we might be having a tiny surplus. Stocks damaged by weather. Damn it. Okay, gotta get a storehouse set up here. I still need timber coming in, so... Alright. I'm gonna have to reassign my hunters here really quick, because I have got to get someone in the storehouse. We're losing supplies. That's not good. Come on. Yes, we're not in the negative anymore. We're at 0. Alright, get that done. We'll have a tiny surplus. We can get people moving in. But this has to be over 50% for it to work. With 20 sheep reserve... New message, what's this? Yep, so we got military supplies. Let's form the militia. With 20 sheep reserve and 20 lamb reserve, I already get more wool than I can process, to be honest, and plenty of clothes for export. Yeah, I guess that's my problem, is that, I had, like, at least... I'm trying to remember. At the end of the last game, I had at least 50 or more sheep. But it was still taking a while to get enough wool coming in to make yarn. Mutton wasn't a problem. All I had to do was just build the one butcher shop, and mutton was easy. But for some reason, wool was just kind of slow to produce. And, of course, yarn took even longer. That's with only one family shepherding. Yeah, I had, like, at least 2. Sometimes 3. Shepherding. Okay. Let's build another one. What would it look like if I did this instead? I mean, that's a huge one there. Do we have enough for that? It costs us 6 to do that. Wonder why I can't do this. That would be amazing if I get 4 out of this, but okay, we're not going to focus on that. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Let's make that bigger priority. Speed it up. Then it's weathery staff. Oh, weavery staff or production logistics. Maybe not enough storehouse workers, or the sheep and weaver too far apart. Yeah, I'm starting to learn. I learned the hard way that distance is a pretty big thing. Yay, we're a small village. Distance makes a pretty big deal. I think that was one of my my biggest problems in the last game, is that I had things a little too far apart. The trading post was like pretty far from where everything was happening, especially the storehouse and the granary. But it should be a lot faster this time because I have so many things that are very close to each other now. It also helps when your resources are pretty close too, your key ones anyways. Alright, if we get this up past 50, we'll get new people moving in. How's the storehouse looking? Got some supplies here. Nice. Okay. Tools as well, so got some tools in case someone needs it, because that's gonna be a necessity in a little while. I like putting storehouse, granary, post, and enough stable space for the horses close to each other. Yeah, so I think I'm off to a pretty decent start with these guys super close. And then the trading post is going to make a huge difference this time because the last game I played, the trading post was just like too far away from the rest of the village. But I can build it like right here if I want to, or here. Yeah, we have got to get supplies out of here. So, that family needs to permanently stay in there for now. I need to get someone in the granary, but housing still needs work. I think after I build this next one, I'm going to put a halt to this just for a little while. Marketplace. I could start building a marketplace. Let me see. Probably right here would make sense, right? Yeah, because we got the granary right there. Just got to figure out how much I'm going to designate to this. I think this should be plenty. Yeah, I think that should be plenty for now, right? Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. That way they have the opportunity to start selling their goods or distributing their goods elsewhere. Come on, oxen. Let's get this next house done. Alright, once you're done with that, let's focus on other logistics. Got a market set up. That's nice. Alright, so that was pretty fast. Burger's plot is done. So now we've got a little bit of a surplus there of living space. I think I'll hold off on the well just for a tiny bit longer. But let's focus on... Oof. I need to think about this carefully. Logging camp. Firewood. Ooh, okay. So dropped to 20 months. Well, that's not surprising. We got a bunch of burgers plots. Yeah. Planks I think we can hold off on. Let's reassign you. Put you in the woodcutter's lodge. And then... we might as well get this vegetable garden going, right? Yeah, we might as well. Yeah, let's get the vegetable garden going. Okay, I think that's about as much. Ooh, maybe one more. No, I've only got enough money in the regional wealth to really justify 2 veggie gardens, because the seeds will take out a decent amount from this. Alright, let's get that done. Oh, we need hunters in here too. And we need somebody in the granary, so hopefully we can get some more people moving in here fast, but I like what you had to say about the burgage plots earlier. Let me see here. You said you normally start the burgage plots when... Looking for it. Yeah, after you build a logging camp is when you start rushing the burgage plots. That makes sense. I should just do that right away. It's a good point. Alright, I think we got this done. Oops, slow it down. Let's not waste time. Oh, boy. I mean, beets would be the cheapest, and it would take less time to grow these guys. But the carrots definitely do provide the most. Well, actually, cabbages, I think, provide the highest yield. But they are pretty expensive, and I don't want to wait 18 weeks for that. So I think I'm going to focus on, let's put in carrots for now. So we got something going. We're going to have to build a trading post here fairly soon. Alright, so we got one new family that's moved in. Marvelous. I'm going to have you focus on hunting. I think it'll be a minute before I can get somebody in this foraging hut again, but we definitely need to get stuff from the foraging hut before winter comes in. And then, what else have we got here? Well, there's no sense in building a trading post right away, because we still got to start mining some stuff so we can actually sell it. Oh, when we got the pelts, though, the pelts would help. Yeah, so we could start building a trading post now. Trading post. Again, let's try not to scare away the wildlife. Let's put it... I'm thinking right here would be good. Yeah, is that what I want to do? I'm going to hold off just a tiny bit longer. Let's get someone in the granary for now. Get someone permanently assigned to that, because we got food that needs to be moved. I bet there's still stuff in here, isn't there? Yeah, see, that stuff's spoiling. That's not good. And then how are we doing on planks? Okay with planks. Timber is good too. Got firewood. Slowly creeping its way back up. I might just build this next Burgish plot and just get that taken care of. Why not? That'll cost 4. I can do that. Let's just do it. That way we've got this whole area dedicated to Burgish plots. And how are we doing on roads? Do I need to build anything else? I think we're pretty good for now. Carrots are an amazing export. Okay. I'll start building the trading post once I've got... I would like for one more family to move in, ideally, just so I can have someone assigned to it. Because obviously the trading post ain't going to do anything for me unless I got a permanent family assigned to it. Alright, give me just 30 seconds, folks. I just need to get some more wine. Be right back. Alright. Got some wine and a cheese stick.
Hey, bring that piece over here. Careful with that beam there.
Definitely need to get food back up again if we can.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
How are we doing with the market, though? Food variety, general goods is good. Food variety needs to go up, but it'll definitely... Let me see here, because what do we got here so far? Wheat bread. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, if we can get something from the foraging hut, that'll help increase our food variety. It's because you don't got much for food variety. But once we can start getting some small game coming in, that'll help out too. Okay, what have we got? Oh, you stole my mushrooms. Damn you bandits. Well, they were spoiled anyways. Enjoy these spoiled mushrooms. Almost there. How many market stalls fit in here? It says 43 I can fit in here. Yeah, 40. That's a lot. Can't imagine fitting 43 in here, but apparently you can. Uh-oh, food supply is going down. So why is food supply still an issue? Yeah, that's right. I only have just a hunting camp going. I need more people moving in. It's already, what, mid-June? Yeah, mid-June. So we're going to have to start getting some more food here fast. The veggie gardens won't start yielding anything for a long time. I may have to reassign somebody. Let me see here. Yeah, we got enough firewood. I'm going to reassign you to Forager Hut. We got to get food coming in, folks. We're desperate. Alright, so 8 storehouses or granaries. Okay. That means it'll be almost impossible to build a market anywhere else. So is that like a good thing or a bad thing? Because here's the thing about storehouses. Like, do I really need 8 storehouses or granaries when I could just get more people assigned to these? Can get 6 stalls per upgraded storehouse or granary. Depends on whether or not you want markets in other places. Yeah, because I can kind of see how I might need markets in other places depending on how big the village gets. Because obviously, if we got burgage plots going way back over here, then having one market, having one marketplace over here is going to be hard for that food variety to expand. So I think I kind of get what you mean from that, where it makes sense to build multiple market stalls. Or market plots anyways. Yeah, down to grocery shopping. Okay. But for now, this should be more than plenty for what we've got going on, because I think this particular market plot should work just fine for these burgage plots, and then I plan to be building more back here as well, so I think that should be fine. But we're a ways away from that. Main market can be big to guaranteed food variety to high-tier burgages. Yeah, that's a good point. Alright, so we got some more workers again. Gotta get the food supply back up. Eventually we gotta get someone collecting firewood again. So that's good. Very nice. Alright, let's go ahead and get this trading post set up. Alright, if I build it here, am I going to piss off the animals? I don't think so. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, because I want to build it here so that I can save this space for, like, maybe some sheep. There you go. Highest priority. The thing is, you can't assign which market plot a market stall goes to. The workers decide that, but I like to dot tiny ones, 2 market stalls next to every well. Okay. So, in your opinion, did I make this market plot too big, or is that okay? Because I always figured it's good to have a decent amount of space for the market stalls, because the more market stalls you have, the better, right? Generally speaking. Quite a learning experience for me. More stalls means better variety at the market. Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's get that done. We need to start selling these pelts, because we got a lot of pelts. Yeah, well, not a lot, but we got something to sell. Heck, we can even start selling firewood if we want to. I don't know how I feel about the charcoal pits. I know some people recommend building charcoal pits from the beginning because they can make you a lot of money. But I also know that they changed, the developer changed how much money you can make with charcoal. So you're not making as much money with it anymore. But my biggest problem with charcoal pits is just how much of a drain it is on firewood. Because charcoal pits take a lot of firewood. They really do. So if I were to have a charcoal pit, I'd have to have like at least 3 woodcutters lodges going to catch up with supply and demand. It's a major trade. Oh, that's a good point too. Charcoal is a major trade. Major trades are what I have to pay for to get anything out. So I'm going to try to avoid that until I got some real cash coming in. Cash money. Okay. Yep. Let's just keep it at 2 unassigned families for now so that we can get this done faster. Actually... How are we doing on firewood? 22 months, okay, but food supply really needs to go up. I do not want to be at 3 months of storage for the winter. That would be awful. I think bare minimum 6 months would be really nice. Pretty sure I'd rather sell planks than charcoal. Yeah, I just have to get a lot of wood coming in, that's the thing. I think the logging camp... What I'd have to do is get at least 2 saw pits going, and maybe a second logging camp going too. Oh yeah, now we got a 3rd family. Nice, okay. Alright, so... Food variety has gone up, because now we got the mushrooms coming in small game. Oh shoot, I better check on planks. It's not too bad. Still 16, so it's not like anything's really been used. Alright, let's just keep it at 3. More unassigned families, the better, so we can get this done. Get that done real fast. Also, let me know what you guys think of Farthest Frontier, because I'm thinking about buying that. It is on sale. I'm kind of wondering if it's, like, maybe a little bit more user-friendly than Manor Lords. Because it'll be, you should have +2 monthly migration now. Okay. Yeah, in order to do that, I just gotta keep building more burgage plots too. Get some space out there. No idea about Farthest Frontier, but I do like RimWorld. Yeah, RimWorld. What is that again? Because that sounds familiar. RimWorld. Oh, that's like a space colonization game. That's right. Yeah, that kind of looks like the kind of game my brother would like.
Is it me, or is that hinge a bit stiff?
As for now, I've got like a little bit of a Middle Ages phase going on.
Hey,
I'm even reading books about the Middle Ages right now on Audible. Oh, now we're up to 7 months of food supply, so we're doing fantastic with food. That's good. Trading post is done, so it's time to assign somebody. Ooh, don't have enough money to buy a horse, but now we can start exporting stuff. Where's the crafting materials? Minor trades, exports. Let's just do that for now. And then wild animals per herd. How are we doing over here, actually? No, we're still doing good. I would say let's keep hunting until we're down to like 5. I think that should be pretty safe. Just hopping in here to say love the stash. Thank you, Blueberry. Appreciate that. The only person in my family that hates my mustache is my sister. Again, she is literally the only person in my life who hates the mustache. It is technically colonialism, but it's a hell of a lot more. Probably highest player freedom in a game I've seen, and a huge modding community. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out sometime. I'm just really excited to see what Manor Lords is going to bring us going into the future, because I know the developer is still giving us more stuff, and I know he's expanded the developing team too. So we could be seeing a really just an amazingly fleshed out game in the next year or two. It's not about what sister thinks, it's about what her it's about what her friends think. Yeah, exactly. Are there any plans for the skin to go local multiplayer? I mean, honestly, I would just be happy getting co-op on this thing, because I would love to play this with my brother. Or even with a couple of my friends, but I don't know if there's any plans for co-op. Multiplayer, have not heard any announcements about it just yet, unless somebody else can chime in on that. Co-op would be literally one of the best things for this. I'm kind of hoping we get at least a co-op going with this. But Farthest Frontier, that's one game I'm a little disappointed in, because the developers have stated that they don't intend on making that a multiplayer or co-op experience at all, which is pretty similar to Manor Lords. But that's more of like a large, like grand scale city building versus Manor Lords, which Manor Lords is very much grounded on realistic logistics, starting from scratch. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, honestly. This game isn't even half finished. I think 2 years is optimistic. Optimistic, 2 years, yeah. I mean, honestly, I would honestly say more like 3 years until this is fully finished, because there's just so much that they gotta do with this. That's the thing. There's so much they gotta do with this. I would place more of my bets on like maybe 3, maybe even 4 years before this game is like fully finished or polished. But 2 years would be amazing if we can get something close to finish within 2 years.
Come on, come along.
Manor Lords can go to Warcraft 3 road and have some multiplayer competitive, like ultra mid-maxing cities. But yeah, Gorthos says it's not that kind of game. The mid-maximizing in Manor Lords doesn't make a lot of sense either, to be honest. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of familiarity with the World of Warcraft series, unfortunately. I think maybe 1 or 2 friends who are pretty into that stuff, but I'm not even sure how long it's been since he's played Warcraft. I do have a friend who plays Warhammer, though. I know it's a totally different game, but we do have a Warhammer crew.
Firewood.
Okay. Alright, let's see here. Living space is okay for now. I think we're going to start expanding these plots a bit, right?
Don't be shy, good sirs and ladies.
Yeah, let's get that going. Better focus on the planks again. Planks? Okay, nothing's happening with planks. Not a big deal. But food supply is doing stupendous. I still need someone in the woodcutters lodge. Let's finish this expansion first, then I'll assign someone to woodcutters. Granary. How's the spoilage looking for this, huh? Okay. Alright, that should be... It's almost halfway there. Come on, Oxen, let's get in there and finish this up. Yeah, we gotta get a surplus in here again. Otherwise, we're never gonna grow. Hurry, folks. Let's get it done. I think one family should be fine with that for now, but what about Forager Hut? Yeah, we're good with that. I think we just got to get back to firewood again, because we're starting to run down on firewood. Come on, finish this up. Hurry. Should get a well going, too. So far, so good, I would say. I mean, we're only in July. It's not bad. There we go. You got that done. Let's assign someone to Woodcar's Lodge, and then let's see, Burgish plot. Kind of wondering if I should. I definitely don't want to expand this way because I'm trying to save some of this space for sheep. I'm going to keep the farming. Let me take a look at the fertility here. Yeah, the rye fertility is pretty darn good, so I could keep farming down here. It is a bit of a distance away from the village center, but at least we got something to work with. Let me think here. I could expand the Burgish plots more along this, right? That might make sense. I wonder if I should start with making some roads over here first. Maybe see if... See, this is why I need the corpse pits to a degree. Alright, I'm gonna do that annoying corpse pit thing again. Nope, that's not it. I just like my squares. That's all I have to say. I just like my squares. Darn stone is in the way. I can't do that. Maybe I should have done this differently. Maybe I should... How do I want to do this here? What if I just build a Burgish plot here? Keep it simple, huh? Yeah, I could do that. That could work. Let's check on water, though. Where's the underground water? So yeah, I gotta build a well somewhere around here. Probably here, maybe here if I can. Okay. Alright. Enough diddle-daddling. Let's get this done with, shall we? Yeah, let's do this over here. Let's get another one going here. Okay. What have we got going on here? Yeah, it's really about having a chill time, building a cool town while occasionally finding a skirmish to protect yourself. That's the nice thing about Manor Lords, is that it doesn't have that high intensity pacing that you get with like RTS games like Age of Empires, where you try to build something just to get some resources, and then all of a sudden you're getting attacked by a gigantic army, you know, from the AI. Because in Manor Lords, you can definitely take some time. Your first year or two, you could just dedicate to like slowly building your town. Now, of course, you want to be more aggressive from there and make sure you're gaining enough influence to claim regions. But it's nice that you can spend some time just focusing on building up your village, emphasizing the need for certain resources, get your economy going here, without having to worry about being attacked by anybody within the first like 4 or 5 minutes of the game. That's one of the nice things about Manor Lords. It's kind of a weird mix of complicated but chill at the same time. Complicated because you got to understand the logistics of the game, but chill because you're not constantly dealing with enemies attacking you every 1 to 2 minutes at best. So I do agree with you on that one, Gorthos. That's one of the reasons why I think Manor Lords is pretty darn cool. Hey, we sold something. We sold some pelts. Okay. Very good. Blueberry Smalls. As a game developer myself, this brings me comfort. Yeah, it definitely is like I don't think people really see it as, what's it called again? Like a cozy game, but it kind of is when you understand the basics of the logistics and what you need to grow as a town. It kind of is a little bit of a cozy game. But I do love some of the hyper-realism of this game. Like, you can actually zoom in. I mean, this is another one of those reasons why Manor Lords just is so appealing. You can see all the detail in the buildings. You can see the people walking around. I would love to see what the developer has in mind for kind of increasing like the interactions between the people. Like you can see her collecting firewood over here, or I could just go in person, just kind of walk around. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. There we go. Alright, so food supply is pretty awesome. We're at 11 months now. 11 months worth of stock. It's got a learning curve, which I like, but it's not constantly pressuring you. Yes, very true. Very true. For anyone who's thinking about playing Manor Lords, watching some YouTube videos will definitely help, for sure. But once you get down the core elements of how the game works, how to get your town growing, the rest of it isn't too bad either. It's not like a high-intensity learning curve. I just think it's a little unfamiliar for people who are used to other styles of gameplay, especially if you're coming from like the Total War arena, because Total War is a different ballpark altogether. I think that's one of the reasons why it got so many downloads when it first came out, because people were looking forward to the combat side of it, but combat is a small fraction of the game. You kind of learn that the hard way. There are some great battles. You can have a lot of fun with the mercenaries and building your own militia, but combat is a small fraction of this game, and it does take a while to actually get a decent military going. Because you gotta collect so much money in taxes to hire mercenaries, and you need all these resources to get a decent militia going. Oh, food supply went down a bit. Not a big deal. Made a pretty cool castle building element to it as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do with the castles. Corpse pits are dumb. I mean, if you're really into like symmetrical burgage plots and like what I'm trying to do here, I don't think corpse pits are that bad, but there are some people who really go overboard with it. Like there are YouTube videos of guys who are literally showing you how to build your village using nothing but corpse pit measuring for 30 minutes straight. And I'm like, is that really necessary? Do I really need to do 30 minutes of corpse pit measuring to plan out my village? That just seems excessive. But really do need to be willing to dig through the menus to figure it out. Have you chosen your village specialty yet? Village specialty, okay. In terms of like, because I know what I want to do with my economy, if that's what you mean. I already have an idea of what I want to push for in terms of my economy, because I have this amazing rich iron deposit over here that I'm going to utilize. But from there, I know my focus is going to be more on, in terms of exports, trying to focus more on getting sheep farming going. I would love to get some rye farming going as well. And then have a huge focus on iron, because there's so much you can do with that, from like making iron tools to iron parts. I think you can make weapons as well from iron, if I'm not mistaken, but armor for sure you can make from that, and that's a high export item. Flashing yellow at the top. Yellow at the top. Oh yeah. Disconnected. That's ironic, you're right on the road. Okay, I gotta start paying attention to the game again. It says what again? Connect the building to the King's Road. I mean, we already do have some stuff going on. This is the King's Road, right? Like, if you look at this road, it leads right down to this fellow down here. Trade point. And then it goes right over here where there's another trade point too. I mean, as long as I'm on the same road as the trade points, I should be fine, right? Oh boy, we need to get a forester's hut in here. Okay. We're cutting down a lot of trees. At least we don't have any mystical ents to worry about pissing off. But we have cut down a lot of trees over here. We may want to start supplementing for that. Alright, what have we got going on here in the granary? A lot of mushrooms. Let me see. Planks. We really got to get somebody focusing on planks, don't we? Yeah, I'll get someone in there again, because planks haven't really changed a whole lot. Yeah, you connected it now. Now click New Slow. That's also flashing yellow. What? Another one? Oh, yeah, that's right. I can do my origins here. I almost forgot about this. Also, I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen to the rest of this, because it all keeps saying coming soon, so I guess this is not available yet. So this is one area I would love to see an expansion on in the near future. I mean, it's kind of like a tech tree when you think about it, but I can't get past Origins, unfortunately, because the rest of this is just locked out for now. Okay. Village specialty. Yeah, that's what you meant. Okay. I've had too much wine. New upgrades. Small holding. Increased approval from food variety. That sounds nice. Increased success chance for tree planting. Tithe approval malice. That sounds pretty good. I like getting the hunting hound. That's pretty cool. Increased export price on minor trades. Oh, that's nice. This actually would sound pretty good, considering that we have a lot of early game resources here. But agricultural efficiency decreases by 25%. That's a bit of a hit. That kind of sucks. Oof. Woodwright Journeyman. I like this one. Improved bowyers and joiners. Reduced fuel consumption. That's nice. That's really nice. Increased militia combat effectiveness. Decreased minor labor speed. So that might hurt us when it comes to iron deposits and other quarries. So Woodwright Journeyman sounds pretty good. Sheep are more resilient, efficient hunting camps, trade routes are more costly. I don't like the sound of that. But considering that we've got a lot of iron coming in, we may have to consider the blacksmith. Increased blacksmith efficiency by 20%. Increased weapon export value. Oh, that sounds nice. But this is all going to be like mid to late game stuff. That's the only problem with all this. Yeah, so we take a hit to our livestock, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think I care too much about this. Salt and iron import value reduction. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about that. No, that doesn't really apply to me unless you got a rich supply of stone. Nuremberg Prospectors. Okay, not bad. Proximity of mines are no longer a factor for collapse chance. Oh, okay. Mining import discounts. Okay, increased retinue cost. All right. I don't like the hit to the artisan workshops because I know I'm going to utilize the heck out of that. The labor speed is nice for the mines. I don't see myself really needing cheaper animal imports. And then efficient farming at elevation. I don't even think that's a problem with us too. So really, I think the runner-ups are going to be Smiths of Passau, the Woodwright Journeyman. Let's see what the comments have to say. Absolutely looking forward to the other specializations. I tend to use the farmer spec for a tributary village in a conquered rich farming region, not for the main one. Yeah, I don't know if we have like a really rich farming region apart from rye. Yeah, I'm not gonna do Bamberg smallholders. Let's cut that one out. I mean, this sounds pretty good for early game stuff. Increased exports on minor trades would be nice. We get a hunting hound as well. Have doubled capacity. Yeah, that one's I'm a little torn on that one. That one sounds like it'd be really good for us for now. So really, I think the top contenders I have would be All the Votlin, Woodwright Journeyman, and Smiths of Passau. And I'm really just emphasizing this one a lot because we have rich iron deposits, which will come in handy come later in the game. It's just not something we can really benefit from right now. That's the only crux of it. Increased blacksmith efficiency, increased weapon export value. Let's see how much of an export value we get. 30%. Wow, that's pretty good. Equipped militia provide approval. Oh, so we gain a small amount of approval for each militia footman or militia spear unit at full strength and with their necessary equipment ready. Alright, we take a little bit of a hit to livestock efficiency, but I don't think that's such a big deal. I think we'll do Smiths of Passau just because we have such a rich deposit of iron and we know what we can do with iron once we can get a blacksmith going. Yeah, I think I'm going to do Smiths of Passau. That seems to make the most sense right here. We've done it. I also love that little flash that we get right there. That's pretty cool. Alright. Hopefully the game wasn't running the entire time I was making that decision, because that took me a while. Alright, how are we doing on supplies? Fuel is okay now. We got the forager hut going. Food variety is pretty darn good, so we could upgrade things once we get water access and church access, so... Oh yeah, let's get another oxen going. We really need that. Upgrade the stable first, and then we'll get a second ox going. Yeah, let's get this upgraded here first, and then we'll build that well. After you choose, I'll explain choice with this resource start. Smiths is definitely a good choice with rich iron deposit. Personally, I prefer the armorers since the production can overpower the retinue cost penalty. But the livestock, what's this here? Damn bandits, I'm gonna have to get rid of you bandits. Yeah, I think it's these guys over here. You bandits are becoming a nuisance. I'm gonna have to figure out a solution for you guys. I feel like I don't have enough people, village-wise, to really justify going out against them, because we only have such a small population. Smith is definitely, let's see here. But the livestock penalty kind of hurts my food variety for upgrading to tier 3 or tier 4 burgages. Yeah, that was the only thing I was worried about. But we'll see how it goes. That's my first time choosing the Smiths of Passau, so hopefully it'll work out well for us. I'll just have to figure out meat variety. That's it. Yeah, militia is not something I've really utilized in like past games. I've always relied so much more heavily on mercenaries because here's the thing, once you get regional wealth up to a really good point and you start taxing even by just 10%, your money just flows in. And then you're just relying on mercenaries because it's so much faster and easier than trying to get your militia out. I know there are players out there who say militia are technically better on the battlefield than mercenaries, but it's just so much more convenient to hire mercenaries, especially if you've got the money. Alright, let's get another oxen going. I think that'll be a smart decision. And then... what was I going to do? Yes, we need to build a well here next. Let's build a well. Yeah, let's build one right... Oof. Would that be smart? I think it makes more sense to build it here. There you go. That way, if we have a fire, we can take it out. There's a lot of context there. Yeah, I think I remember one YouTuber mentioning how it's better to have an army of militia than it is mercenaries, especially if you can properly equip them too. But I guess it kind of depends too on what kind of quality troops you're getting from your mercenaries, because like you can get all sorts of varieties here. The brigands aren't really much to work with. The battle brothers seem pretty good. Brotherhood of the Forest, get some light mercenary archers. But it takes a lot to get a militia going, that's the thing. There's a lot of investment involved in trying to get them proper weapons and armaments. And then, of course, you have to have enough people, too. Alright, so fall is going to be pretty close. We're not too far from winter. But then you also need tier 3 burgages. The T1 militia only get a helmet, so they'll suffer casualties. Casualties means less workers. Yeah, that's what I feel like is the biggest drawback of relying on militia, is that whatever casualties you take on the battlefield, whatever losses you take, that's going to hurt your workforce. So it kind of gives you a taste of what it was like to go into battle as a medieval town back in the day. Whatever troops are killed on the battlefield, that's a smith loss, that's a farmer loss, that's a stable boy loss, that's that's a bunch of labor loss. So it gives you a much better idea of how wars can lead to economic collapse. I feel like this is one of those few games that actually gives you a fresh perspective on how bad a war can be on one's economy. Because it makes so much sense. If you lose your labor out there and you've got crops in the field that need to be harvested, you're kind of screwed. Alright. We got a year's worth of food, so we're actually doing really good on food, but I just want to get this well built. But if you're tactically a strong player, pure militia definitely works. I love that balancing, though. It's so cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Manor Lords is really trying to give you that that almost pure medieval survival experience. Alright, I need to get somebody in the forester's hut. Let's get one in here, and then you're gonna focus on this area over here. How many people do we have? Oh, we got building the burgage plot. We've got 31 people so far. Not too bad. I'm going to build another burgage plot. Let me see here. Oh, no, we can just expand this. Let's do that. We should have done that a while back. My bad. That's right before harvest season. All the men have to leave. You basically lose a year's harvest just because someone attacked. Yeah, especially if you have a lot of farmland that needs to be tended to. Even one battle can be a bit of a disaster. Alright, how are we doing on... Yep, wild animals, not too bad. We gotta get this church built, though, so I think after I'm done with this expansion here, I'm gonna start building a church. Can I, though? Oh, I need more... I think I need more stone and planks, right? We got plenty of planks. It's just stone we're lacking in, because we... Oh, no, we got good... What are we missing, then? 10 stone, 20 planks, 5 timber. Yeah, we got plenty to work with. I just can't build in this... Oh, I can't because of the market stalls. That's right, so... Oh, let me see here. Where am I going to build this? I did not think about the church. I did not think about the church. Oh, silly me. I should not have made the market stalls that big. Darn it. I could probably build it... No, I could build it here, right? That's not bad, right? We could make it work. Farming is a big manpower investment. Generally, I don't farm too much. A little bit of wheat or rye and all the barley I can get. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get from Manor Lords, is that you don't want to get too involved in farming because it does take a lot of manpower and also time too. I think time is just a huge factor in that. Plus, you gotta deal with crop rotation and really just trying to figure out like which harvest or which crop you're going to take advantage of or get the most utility out of the most. It feels like, for the most part, you kind of just need farming primarily just so you can get some beer. And then beer is what allows you to upgrade your burgage plots. When you're at tier 3, I think, right? To get to a tier 3, you gotta have beer for that. The church can go anywhere, tavern location matters more. Yeah. So let me get this expanded first, and then we'll go ahead and start building the church, because we're running out of living space here. The church is going to take some time. We may have to build another burgage plot before we start that. Also, this soundtrack is pretty good too. That's another thing you don't really notice too much, is that the quality of the soundtrack is really nice in this game. It does take you back, doesn't it? At least we got some pelts to sell. I mean, we could sell some planks though, right? Yeah, we got plenty of planks. Let's start selling that. Let's slow it down. Let's start selling planks. Nope, wrong one. Export. Alright, let's not go overboard with the planks. I'd say that's a pretty decent amount to work with, because we don't want to completely exhaust our plank supply. Oh, we're good on that. Okay, let's start building the church then. I'm going to build it right over Cha. There you go. Bandit camp was sighted. Really? Another one? They're right there. Oh my. Golly gee, what are we gonna do? The music is so good. The devs want to get the max burgage plots to tier 6 even. Not sure what that is. Monkus? Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, the soundtrack's amazing. It's a really good quality soundtrack too. So you can tell this is just like a bit of a passion project for this developer, because he put so much into this. And the thing about Manor Lords is that it truly is a unique game, because I've tried finding like other medieval RTS or city builder kind of games, and I don't know, just like apart from like Farthest Frontier, Manor Lords really does stand out on its own. Especially even in combat too. Like if you're looking for medieval style battles to play, Manor Lords is a pretty unique game. There's a lot of thought put into it. Alright, food supply is doing amazing right now. Harvest season started, new mercenary companies available. Well, let's see what we get here. A flock of crazy geese. I mean, that's a pretty powerful army of mercenaries. Can't buy them though, because we don't have any taxes. 33. Okay, what else we've got going on here? Yep, that's the highest priority right now. We really got to get more people moving in. Approval is amazing at 71%, but let's see what we've got going on. Food variety is great. General goods is great. But we're in a solid place for the winter. 12 months, 11 months worth of food supply, and we're looking pretty good for the winter. And it stays at a skirmish size, which does make a lot of sense. Massive battles in medieval times weren't as common as we may think. A standing army of a lord would be maybe 30 men or less. Yeah, that's another thing too, is that medieval battles were not very large in scale. Like if you had like 10,000 men on one side in a battle, like that was a pretty large achievement right there. going into like the 13th, 14th century, like having 10,000 or more men was a pretty amazing achievement and very large army. Manor Lords, I think I've seen some YouTubers do this, but some YouTubers have managed to get an army as large as like 1,000, and I don't know how the hell they're able to do that. Like 1,000 men. Oh, that's so big. Because I can't even get my population anywhere close to that number. Oh, did we have someone move in? We did. Okay, we really got to start catching up with these burgage plots. But I need this church to be done first, so let's hope they can get this done fast. I really got to get this done. Come on, folks, let's get this done. Hurry. That way everyone can go to Sunday Mass. Almost there. 3/4 of the way through. Come on now. Almost 3/4. 2/3. Now it's 3/4. There you go. Alright. How are we doing on this stuff? So we're starting to put more planks in here. Got a lot of pelts in here. How's Oh, okay, so we're starting to go down on animals a bit, but we've got a limit. Our limit is... make it 4, okay? But I'm glad I got that second ox, because that seems to be helping out a bit. There were massive battles, and that's the idea we have, since those are the ones everybody talked about. You hire all mercs every month and keep paying them so they stay. Eventually you'll reach 1,000 men. It doesn't really make any sense, but it's possible. Yeah, it's, the only way you can reach 1,000 men is if you do a combination of militia and mercenaries, but... honestly, like, where's the need to have 1,000 men when you're fighting against factions that can maybe yield, like, maybe a couple hundred at most? Wooden church. Okay, church is done. Hooray. Also, if anyone could tell me, what is the purpose of assigning someone to the wooden church? I would just love to know what's the benefit of that, because that's one thing I can't really figure out is what's the purpose of assigning anyone to work in the church? Okay, you're done with that. Let's build another burgage plot. That's right. Burgage plot, burgage plot. Let's do it. Ugh. There's a lot of real estate here. I might just want to focus on just building homes for the heck of a building, building a small house.
Keep your half warm.
Yeah, let's do that there. Alright, there we go. Get another burgage plot built there. How are these guys doing? Looking for a planting spot. Transporting, planting. Yep, you're doing your job. Still got somebody here and here. Gotta get some more money coming in. Oh, we gotta get that iron deposit built too. After we get this burgage plot done, that's what I'll do. We'll make that the next focus. Church is a grave digger. Oh, okay. So that's what it's for. Doesn't seem like much of a purpose in having someone assigned to be a grave digger, though. Alright, I don't think I'll build any more roads here. Highest priority. Okay. How are we doing on livestock? Okay, just 2 so far. Man, we got a lot of mushrooms. Holy cow. And winter is not far behind. Or not that far ahead, honestly. Let's definitely get this done. We got to keep up with these burgage plots because this is hampering us, unfortunately. We got to get living space going like all the time in the early game. We should not be doing this every time we're at 0. And then might as well get another one going here too, right? Alright.
Well, perhaps it was simply a bad
I'm gonna get another one going here
These
too.
things do happen from
We
time
get
to
that
time.
one done, we expand that one, then we'll start working on the iron deposit. Gotta be off, need some dinner, and have a bit of work left to do. Have fun, man. Hey, Gorthos, thanks for all the advice, by the way. I really appreciate it. I feel like I've had a little bit of a learning experience from this whole comment section. So, thanks for chilling, anyways. It was good having you. I'm trying to play this game more often this week, so trying to stick to primarily Wednesdays and Sundays on my schedule. So you'll probably be seeing an official Wednesday schedule for Manor Lords moving forward. And then a little bit on Sundays if I can. Alright, here we go. Come on, let's get this burgage plot done. Nice. That's done. I got 2 living spaces left. Perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and build this, yes, this mining pit. Perfect idea. I love it. The utmost priority, and I will build a road to make it easier. Let's see, where should we build it? Now that's a question. Where should I build this road? Oh boy. What if I build it here?
Poor qualities.
Hey, that's more money coming in. Problem is, it is a bit of a distance from the village center, especially the trading post and the storehouse. Ooh, I kind of wish I could have built the road there. Alright, I'll build it here. There you go. But we need to get that built ASAP. And then fuel is still pretty good. Actually, where's my logging camp? I'm going to have you focus on a new area entirely. Let's have you focus on just this section here. And then you guys can focus on over here. Okay. Do. Yeah, I still don't have enough to get carrots going in. I can upgrade the plots, though. Yeah, we got a pretty decent amount to work with, but let's get this done first, and then we'll expand the burgage plots. Yeah. How's the mushrooms looking? You know what I think I should do? Oh, that's gonna cost money to get our herb garden going. Yeah, I really can't spend 25 coinage right now. Problem is, you're pretty much out of mushrooms. It's not like we really need the mushrooms anymore. I think I might have you quit on that. Let's reassign you, shall we? I'm gonna reassign you to... Yeah, let's reassign you to this. Let's get this done with fast, and then we'll put at least one family in here to start mining for iron. But so far, so good. I don't think we have too much of a concern here. Food supply is plentiful. Fuel is great too. Got plenty of living space too. We just gotta get some money coming in. That's the only problem. Hopefully we get this iron ore coming in. That'll help us out. Iron ore is a minor trade, so if we get a lot of iron coming in, that could help us out a bit. We also gotta get this stone going here too. That's the thing. But come winter, we should be able to get some labor from the hunting camp, because I'll cancel these guys out and have them focus on just mining. We got to get more people in the storehouse and the granary as well.
Impossible. Firewood, firewood.
Perfect. All right, let's get somebody in here. Perfect. We'll get the iron ore going first before we build a blacksmith. So we'll need a lot of iron ore to work with.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
Alright, I'm going to put one more family in the hunting camp. Let's put... Yeah, let's build another burgage plot. When in doubt, build more burgage plots. Actually, wait, let's hold off on that. Let's just expand these. There we go, that'll help us out. Alright, let's speed things along here.
Keep your hearth warm and your home cozy.
Bandits, stop stealing my food. I'm getting tired of you bandits. I'm gonna have to go after you guys. It's getting annoying. Look at them go. Hard at work. I might want to build... What was I going to build here? Yeah, livestock trading post would be good. Okay, I can't talk right now. Too much wine. I might build one... Alright, it might be too close to the animals, but I think I'll build one right here. I want to get these done with quickly. And then I'll build one right over here. Yay! Got some more gold coming in. We're back at 50 again, so we can now start buying some more carrot seeds. Gonna do that again. Really gotta get food supply up. Keep it going. Because the hunting and the mushrooms only last so long. We need reoccurring food reserves. It just rains a lot over in this part of the world, doesn't it? All this rain. You know what the great thing is about the weather in this game is just like, really, like I can actually feel like this is a real rainstorm. Alright, well that's done. So we got 2 extra living spaces now. Focus on the... Oh, winter is coming. Oh no. Oh, let's get that built first, get it out of the way, and then I'll have you focus on upgrading the burgage plots. We're doing pretty good on planks, so I'm going to go ahead and unassign you. We'll upgrade this. Upgrade a couple of those.
Hey, bring that piece over here.
Once we're done with that, I'm going to have you guys start focusing on a smithy. That'd be great. Get one more person in the storehouse.
Come along, lad.
I'm going to get someone going. Oh, money's coming in again. Someone going in the logging camp. Alright, food variety is looking pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Gave the old ox a hand for the month-old grey. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
Perfect. Finish that. We'll get back to this later on down the road, but I just want to get that done with. Okay, I think we can start building this next, right next to the iron deposit. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, we got enough construction going on here. Forgot about these burgage plots. They still need to be upgraded. I think I'll need some hydration here soon.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Ooh, that tastes horrible with wine. Come on, folks, let's get this done. Oh, we're already at the limit here. Okay, let's slow it down then. Yeah, because some of these guys are just waiting to find stuff to do, so let's reassign you. How come I can't assign you to construction, though? That's the thing. Yeah, let's put you in the saw pit for now. That's a good idea. That way we got something going on there, because we need more planks. Come on, guys, get this done. I need this done. Yay, we're a medium village now. Hooray. I'm gonna put an extra person in the iron mine. We need a lot more planks though, don't we? Yeah. I might start selling firewood too. Heck with it. Let's sell some firewood. Okay, I could just manually do this. There we go.
Well,
That should be good.
perhaps it was simply a bad batch. These things...
Okay, we gotta start building more living spaces again. Because we've run out once again. Okay. Where is it? There we go. Alright. Focus on that. Yeah, we really gotta start building more living spaces. We're constantly falling behind because migration is just getting so fast. Faster than we can keep up with. Oh yeah, I forgot. We don't need this guy in here either. Here. Do a little bit more hunting, okay? Because we could use the extra food.
Keep your half warm.
Oh darn, we should have been focusing on this next. Yeah, we can get some wooden parts made. First, let's focus on this, get this taken care of, and then I think we'll start working on an artisan shop over here. I'm thinking we should go for a joiner's workshop, because an armorer's workshop requires major trade routes, right? Let me take a look at this. Yeah, all these are major trades. I think wooden parts are major trades too, right? Yeah, they are, but they're not going to cost us much to open. If we try to get something going for armor, it's going to cost us twice as much, or more than that, 3 times or 4 times as much. Yeah. I think it makes more sense to sell wooden parts for now. Only costs 30 gold to make that happen. And we can get that selling pretty fast.
Poor quality, he said. Impossible.
14 gold, good. Alright, we're not going to do any more than...
Keep your half warm.
Yeah, we'll bring it down to 2 altogether. 2 wild animals per herd, and then we'll focus on having you do something else. Could build this next. Bowyer's workshop. Because I know bows are major trades, right? Let me see here. War bows only cost 20 gold to get going. 3 for wooden parts. But I need to build this somewhere close. I'm thinking I'm going to build it here, honestly. Oh, the plot level's too low. All these plot levels are too low. Alright, let's go ahead and expand this. Yeah, I got some money coming in. Let's get some more living space upgraded.
Half warm and your home cozy.
Here we go. Oh, you're done, right? Oh, not yet.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old grey. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
Alright, how are we doing on this? Do we actually have some tools being made? We do. Got 6 now instead of 2. Got a little bit of iron ore going on. But we got to get field production up, so I'm going to get some more woodcutters going.
feast your eyes on our fine selection. Firewood.
Bandits, stop stealing my stuff. I'm getting tired of this. You know, next game we're definitely going to be dealing with those guys. I don't care. We got to deal with them somehow.
Firewood.
I'm tired of these bandits.
Find a way.
Alright, that's done. So we can upgrade this now to a joiner's workshop or bowyer's workshop. I think I'm going to go with bowyer's. Yeah, because it'd be great to have some bows made. Let's do that. Let's upgrade you too, and we'll turn you into wooden parts. Because then we'll have 2 more goods that we can start making, putting in the storehouse. And we can cut back on the planks being sold.
Firewood.
I'm going to wait until this is done here. Oh, we need to start building that burgage plot too. Okay, how are we doing on food supply? I'm gonna wait until iron ore gets up to a decent place. We're doing good on market variety. General goods we need to start increasing. Yeah, just make some bows so we can start selling those. And I'm going to start opening that trade route as well. Perfect. Sell as much as you can, my friends. Alright, folks. This is where I am going to end it for today. Because I got a couple other things I need to get done today. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Alright, guys. So, I gotta take a break here for now. I think the wine has taken a bit of its toll on me, so I do appreciate you guys watching. Give me a follow as usual if you enjoyed that. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday wherever you are in the world. Take care, folks.